What is up, fellow coordinators and naturals? I am just a simple new type, and in this video on the Cosmic Era, we will witness the actions of Junia 7 falling towards Earth. Last time, a rogue terrorist group loyal to Patrick Zala forced Junia 7 to enter Earth's atmosphere. This event would be known to the world as the Break the World incident. This incident greatly parallels the Delaz conflict of the Universal Century. Both stories show a rogue faction loyal to the ideals of old trying to blow up Earth. The Break the World incident is still playing out, so let's dive into this. Minerva needs to shoot down the large chunk of Junia 7 entering the atmosphere, but they are concerned that they might hit Athrun and Shin. They fire their 10-Hauser cannon anyways. It breaks apart, but many tiny pieces still hit Earth. The attack is devastating to many cities around the world. Athrun is falling towards Earth, but Shin comes in to save him. They are able to land, but instead of heading towards Carpinteria, they decide to head towards Orb. Chairman Durandal decides to give support to Earth, but the people are already blaming Plant for trying to destroy the world. On board Minerva, Luna Maria tells Athrun that they all look up to him as they studied the former war. Now Luna Maria is buttering up Athrun. Meanwhile, Kira just looks into the ocean the entire episode. Minerva finally makes its way towards Orb. She is met with Unisirin, son of the current Prime Minister of Orb, and is to be wed with Kigali. This marriage was apparently arranged way before CE 71. Kigali is informed that they intend to create an alliance with the Atlantic Federation. Orb was slightly hit during the Break the World incident and thus needs some aid. The Atlantic Federation would be able to provide aid during this time of need. Kigali naturally doesn't approve of this. At the hangar, Ramius meets with Talia and helps fix up Minerva. Athrun drives out to visit Lacus and Kira. He tells Kira that he doesn't really know what he is currently fighting for. The next morning, Athrun tells the same thing to Kigali and tells him that he will be returning to ZAFT. Before he leaves, Athrun gives Kigali a promise ring. While Shin is crying about his family, he happens to run into Kira, who is looking at a cenotaph. He makes a comment about how all the flowers should burn. He sucks. It is official. The Orb Union, Eurasian Federation, and Atlantic Federation is forcing ZAFT to meet their demands. Chairman Durandal wants to continue negotiations with Earth, but the people of Plant are starting to see this as a sign of weakness. The EA prepares for an attack on the plants. They prepare their new Gundams with nukes. The GAT-04 Gundam is the successor to the Dagger L, which were all based off of the original Strike Gundam. The Gundam is said to be the fully realized version of the Strike Gundam and can actually somewhat hold itself against freedom. Like its predecessors, the Gundam is compatible with the Striker packs. However, its shoulders make it impossible to mount the Sword and Launcher Striker pack. At ZAFT, Diarca launches in a Zaku Warrior and Izak launches in the /Zaku Phantom. The ZGMF-1001K/Zaku Phantom is a version of the Zaku Phantom that is equipped with the EXK/Wizard pack. It is designed to be a close combat mobile suit. It is also equipped with a Hydra Gatling beam cannon and a G7 Beamax, which is the strongest melee weapon from ZAFT. The battle between the two forces begin. ZAFT quickly finds out that they are equipped with nukes. The Gundams fire nukes. Izak's team tries to get them in time, but they were tricked. Luckily, ZAFT has the Neutron Stampeder on standby. The Neutron Stampeder is a device that remotely controls the movement of free neutrons to induce runaway nuclear fission reactions. When activated, it causes the immediate detonation of any nuclear weapons within its area of effect. But it can only be used once because of the quantum fresnels that make up its firing mechanism disintegrate during use, and it's effective only against enemies who are using nuclear technology. It fires, taking out the first wave of nukes and the Gundams. Earth forces retreat to their lunar base. Back at ZAFT, while waiting for Durandal, Athrun meets a Lacus lookalike, which leaves them very confused. This fake Lacus even has her own Haro. While meeting with Athrun, Durandal is appalled that after declaring war, Earth would respond with nukes less than 12 hours later. To him, this doesn't even feel like a war. Athrun tells Durandal his real name. Of course, Durandal most likely knew of this information. He continues slathering butter all over Athrun. As the people of Plant descend into anger, the fake Lacus client attempts to bring the coordinators together. Durandal tells Athrun that he truly believes this woman can bring all the coordinators together, more so than him as chairman. And with all that butter, Durandal finally throws it all in the pan as he finally asks Athrun to return to ZAFT. He does so by showing Athrun the Saviour. The ZGMF-X23S Saviour Gundam is a secret second stage series weapon similar to the Impulse. It is a high maneuverable unit that can transform into a fast mobile armor. It is similar to the design of the Freedom and Justice, but also has many sensors that was once seen on the Aegis. It also has the Deuterium beam energy transfer system and variable shift armor. Ultimately, Saviour was designed for a hit-and-run situation where a pilot needs to get in and get out very fast. Meanwhile, the fake Lacus forces Athrun to eat dinner with her. She wants to know if her performance is as good as the real Lacus. She seems to be a big Lacus fangirl. She also seems to recognize that she is somewhat being used, but is okay with it, sort of. It all seems sad, but all this culminates into Athrun finally deciding to return to ZAFT. Lord Jibril is mad about the failed attack on ZAFT. However, currently the EA is on their way to take control of ZAFT-controlled Earth territory, such as Carpinteria. At Orb, Kigali is losing the battle of convincing her fellow councilmen that joining the Atlantic Federation isn't a great idea. However, the people seem to be tired of Uzumi's stubbornness and now Kigali's stubbornness. Meanwhile, war is declared, and the Minerva is still on Orb, which is on the verge of being on the opposite side of the war. Plant still doesn't completely trust Athrun yet, so they get Isaac and Diarca to escort him while in the colonies. The three go to visit Nicol and Rusty's grave. Isaac suggests that Athrun stays and joins ZAFT. Isaac tells him not to let his potential go to waste. On Orb, Andrew Watfield sends a secret message to Minerva that Orb is about to join the EA and that they need to get out of here. Even though he's a neutral, Watfield was originally ZAFT and a part of the Klein faction, which is still ZAFT. He tells Talia that the message comes from the Desert Tiger. The Orb Union finalizes the treaty with the Earth Alliance. Minerva preps for the departure. Kigali personally sees off Minerva. Yuna suggests they get married faster, so the people of Orb have something to unite over. Operation Spear of Twilight is in full effect by ZAFT. As Earth plans an assault on Gibraltar and Carpinteria, ZAFT plans to aid its Earth bases. Minerva leaves Orb territory only to suddenly be met with Earth forces waiting on the outskirts of what was once the neutral zone. Minerva is no longer welcome on Earth, it seems. The Minerva mobile suit team prepares to launch. Impulse launches with the Force silhouette. Shin will go out and support while Luna Maria and Rey guard on top of Minerva. Kira is also still having a staring contest with the ocean. I think he is losing. The EA flagship preps a new mobile armor for launch called the Zamza-Zah. The YMAF X6BD Zamza-Zah is the evolution of the MA2 Mobius, even though they look nothing alike. It is controlled by a crew of 3 members. It has Vulcans, multi-phase energy cannons, low-pressure guns, reflector shields, and oscillation crushers. Minerva activates its Turnhauser and fires on the mobile armor. However, the mobile armor is able to deflect the power of the Positron Blaster Cannon. Impulse Gundam and Zamza-Zah engaged in battle. Even though Orb isn't officially a part of the EA yet, they send out forces to help EA against Minerva. Minerva is heading back towards Orb territory. Orb fires a few warning shots at the ZAFT ship. The Zamza-Zah grabs a hold of the Impulse right as it loses power and powers off its variable shift armor. Impulse heads towards the ship. It fires the Deuterium beam energy transfer system at Impulse Gundam, and it instantly powers back up. Impulse takes out its beam saber and destroys the Zamza-Zah. The sword silhouette launches. Shin equips it to the Gundam and then proceeds to do damage to all the battleships like a madman. Orb watches in awe. Back at ZAFT, Athrun dons the ZAFT uniform once again. Durandal reinstates them into ZAFT as Faith Elite Forces. Faith stands for Fast Acting Integrate Tactical Headquarters. Faith members work outside of ZAFT's chain of command and report directly to the Plant Supreme Council and the chairman. Athrun launches in the Saviour. And that will do it for this episode. We are starting to see everyone lose faith in the concept of pacifism as everyone attempts to declare a side to this war. Besides Kira, he's having a losing battle with waves right now. It also must suck for Diarca, who still came out of this a lower rank than Athrun somehow. It seems that Kigali has lost all support on her end as Orb goes all in with the Earth Alliance. Kigali and Athrun are now fighting on separate sides of this war. In our next episode, we will see Athrun join the Minerva crew. We will also see the wedding between Unit and Kigali, which forces Kira to do something besides stare at water. Also, someone will try to assassinate the real Lacus. Until next time, coordinators, remember to forget everything you learned from the previous series and allow yourself to get buttered up. Peace.